Welcome to Real State of Mind, a show for new and experienced agents who are looking for real life strategies to run a profitable business. My goal is to share actionable items that you can start implementing immediately. If you're ready to drop the excuses and show up as the agent you intend to be, you're in the right spot. I'm your host, Amanda Knight, Dallas-Fort Worth real estate professional. Let's get started. When Stevie and I had said, let's go over this topic, we feel like it's going to be a great topic for the overall group. We broke it down into what to do before the event, at the event, and then what to do once you have had the event and a follow-up system for that. So let's go ahead and dive in and talk about for preparing yourself for the event. I'm going to get in here and mute some people.
There's so much to prepare, right?
Yeah, there's a lot to prepare as far as the materials that you're going to have, promoting the event and getting it in front of everybody, knowing really who your target audience is. And then at the same time, planning out the time, location that's going to work best, a mutual location for everybody, and then getting any vendors or anybody in place that's going to help you promote your event and help you sponsor it as well, right? It's always a good idea to have some things that are going to draw people to your event. So whether that's giveaways or food or whatever it might be. So let's talk about the preparation. So leading up to the event. Now, for me, it's figuring out what's the topic going to be. Are you going to focus on buyers? Is it just strictly first-time home buyers? Is it a seminar on sellers? Is it on getting your real estate license, investments? You can really have a seminar on anything. So knowing who your target audience is going to be and then planning out, okay, if you were in the audience, what is it that would benefit you? What would it be that you're looking for to take away from the event? So really figuring out what those objectives are. So thinking with the end in mind first and then working backwards from there, getting your materials in order. Now, when it comes to the materials for an event, I highly recommend that you have handouts prepared. You want to keep engagement with the audience. So whether that's, like let's say that it's for a buyer seminar, it's going to be like, okay, what life things do you need your home to have? So like for your lifestyle, right? So closeness to work, schools, any family members that might be visiting, things like that. So having like some sort of handout to keep them engaged and ask them to fill out information like that. Like what are their must-haves? What are they looking for? Financial goals, things like that, just to keep them engaged. Do you also suggest handouts too?
Yeah, I always give out my buyer guide. I think that you want to think about your first steps, like choose a date, time, location carefully. I've had agents ask, where do you host the event at? So I wanted to give a couple recommendations. Definitely your brokerage's office, if it would accommodate. And probably a lot of us on here, it sounds like, haven't done events before, so it's probably start small, so the brokerage might be a perfect option. I've had people, I've seen people do it at mortgage lenders' offices before, title companies. If you really are going to have a big audience, I've rented out spaces like hotel conference rooms, or other small businesses might have a space for you. And this might be a great way for you to collaborate with other business owners. So figuring out a date, time, location, there were a couple of recommendations there. I do have take home materials I think are really important. My home buyer guide, financing information, down payment assistance, credit repair information. I think creating a nice branded folder or binder to have them take home, it's just going to build credibility for you. And hey, maybe they don't need down payment assistance or credit repair, but maybe they know somebody that does, right? So And I
Yeah.
think it's so important, the whole vamping up the events. Like anytime I'm doing an event, everybody knows about it, right? I'm always talking about it. And when you have, this is just what I've seen other agents do, is they want to do this home buyer seminar and they literally only create a Facebook invite thing and they make a couple text posts about it and they think that's going to generate people to come in. So just think about, I mean, of course, yes, the Facebook invite and posting it on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, but instead of text, like let's do some video. Okay, people are more likely to see that video than they are that text. But I will say that, you know, vamping it up ahead of time, build that credibility. And I've got a ton of different tips on that, but was there something else you wanted to mention about?
Yeah, about location. So also take advantage of free spaces. So like you said, your brokerage, that's a great one. But you could also think of like local library. Most times they'll allow you to get their space out for free. Your title company or your lender, they might have a conference room where you can have individuals come through to make it nice and cozy for them. And also, usually, like you said, businesses and things, a lot of them that have private rooms, they're more than welcome. They're more than happy for you to bring the entire, dozens of people throughout the community into their business and allow you to have that space for free. So I would say pitching it to a local business and providing the value, what's the benefit to them in having this event for free there. I think that a lot of them will be happy to do that. So just an idea there too of different locations. And figuring out, where is your target audience? Where are they going to be coming from? So that you can make sure that the space is going to be like a mutual location. Like here in DFW, like we have Dallas, we have Fort Worth, I'm in Arlington over here, and then it's just a really big metroplex. So making sure that you're targeting the people that it's going to be centrally located, easy to get off of the highway. And then when you are promoting the event, making sure that you're boosting it or paying for advertisement, like on social media, for people that currently live in that area, right? You're not going to open it up to people that live an hour away. You really want to focus in on those people that are near you.
Yeah,
as far as advertisements go.
This is such a great way to provide value. So let's say you're planning this event, which I suggest 6 to 8 weeks out. So instead of just thinking so narrow-minded, like, okay, I need to do Facebook ads. Okay, I need to post it on my LinkedIn. Think about all the people that you're going to meet within the next 6 to 8 weeks at your open houses, those cold calls, or if you get internet leads, networking, meeting up with friends, dinners, family. Like, don't just be so narrow-minded. This is a great way for you to provide value. Hey, just want to let you know that I'm hosting this home buyer seminar. I know you could even say you might not even be interested, but you might know of somebody. Just a great way to have that conversation and provide something of value, right?
Yep. So I suggest making a actual event page on social media so that you can start adding people, having your vendors, giving them a quick call just to say, hey, I'm going to be hosting this event. I would love for you to also share it so that your audience can see it too. You and I close a lot of deals together, and this is an opportunity for you and I to close more business together. Will you please do me this huge favor? Like a title company, they're going to be like, oh, heck yeah, because you close all your deals with me. Let's get more buyers on our books for 2020, right? So I highly suggest creating an event page. Also, when you're hosting open houses, letting all of the agents on your team in your office, letting all of them know that, hey, I'm going to be having this, send your open house people through, let them know that this is going on. You can co-host it with me if you want, let everybody know that you come in contact with. You can also go to any of like local businesses to promote it. So I would suggest investing in some print marketing materials so that you can just start putting it, all throughout flyers and just so many different people's hands.
Yeah, there's been many times that for events I've created off of Vistaprint and had a little postcard and I carried it with me. And
Yep.
anytime I met somebody new, like just think if you present this postcard, I mean, it really didn't cost you that much. Vistaprint always has these deals, and you present this postcard to someone that you just met, like it builds up such credibility. And you know what? They might not come. And they most likely might not make it. But this is a great way for you to follow up with them, build that rapport, build that relationship, provide value. They don't know that you only had 5 people come to your home buyer seminar. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, definitely. So when it comes to targeting, other than social media, I'm targeting teachers, I'm targeting vets, I am targeting high-end renters. So going around maybe to the rental complexes nearby. And if you know their rental amount monthly is, a pretty substantial amount, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, like if they're paying that much in rent, guess what? They can also purchase a home. So those are individuals that I am targeting, and I'm trying to think of anybody else um, that
I'm targeting everybody.
yeah, like newlyweds, anybody like that. I would just go through like your database of people that maybe went through an open house months and months ago, sending an email blast out, sending a bulk text message out. You want any and everybody to know about it. And the key word in this always is bring a friend. It's always bring a friend so that they're not feeling alone. They have somebody there for support, all of those things.
How
Those
awesome would it be if you were to post a live video on your Facebook, which you can save and you can upload it to YouTube, you can upload it to IGTV and your Instagram story, and do a video. Like, I know it's so hard for people, but talk about this event, and don't just say like, I'm going to give you XYZ. Pull the pain. Like,
Yeah.
this is nerve wracking. It's a huge commitment. This is a very big investment. And if you've never bought a house before, how are you supposed to know how much a home inspection is? Do you even know what an earnest money deposit is, or an appraisal, or how much that costs? There's a lot of upfront costs that people don't know. Like, mention those certain things. Think about you. If I didn't really know anything about houses and buying a house before I got into real estate and the whole process. So just think about you and like what you would want to know, and kind of like pull that pain and mention things like that, instead of like, hey, I'm going to give you steps 1 through 10 on the process. I'm going to break down how much down payment assistance is, what FHA and conventional loans are, like what's the difference. You know what I mean? Like, pull that pain, and so you can get that interest from people. And do that video, promote, the raffles that you're going to do.
Yeah.
If you're going to have food, if you're going to have drinks, maybe offer a home warranty. Like, if you attend this event, you will have the opportunity. I'm going to give every guest a home warranty if they purchase a house with me. And, have it low pressure. Like, hey, even if you're not looking to buy this year, I still want you to come by. If it's a goal of yours, like a 5-year goal, like, still get these people in, build that reputation with them, because I mean, you want referrals to be your business, right? So they might not be ready right now, but they probably know somebody who is.
Yeah, definitely. So that's one of the things. Partner up with a lender. So for me, I can partner up with a local lender, and I can easily get them to contribute a free appraisal for me. So when I say, when you purchase your first home with me, I will pay for your appraisal on your first home. That's a savings of $500 that's going to be in your pocket.
Yeah.
Or if you're like KW agents, we have access to Keller Mortgage. So you can say, I will give you $1,000 credit back at closing. That's just simply getting them in contact with Keller Mortgage. And so you have that, use that as a leverage. People always want to know what the benefit is to them. Provide that benefit: home warranty, appraisal, credit back at closing, anything like that. Partner up with the people that you know, because I guarantee you that they are they're really happy to help contribute to make it a win-win for you and them.
Yeah, I've never paid for any of my events. So any of the food, drinks, venue, honestly, this is the first, I'm doing an event here soon, and it's the first event that I'm like contributing a raffle. I'm like, that's it. Like there, you really have no cost. Like partner up with a home inspector, homeowners insurance, mortgage lender, your brokerage, another business owner, and you can even have them attend and have them do, the home inspector run some facts about the home inspection and have them build that relationship with them so that when it comes down to these people wanting to buy, they're going to want to use this person. There's just so much value there.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with you. Okay, so let's talk about. I did see a question in there. Do you make guests RSVP for the event so you can get a number count? Yes, I do like to get a head count beforehand. And there's a sense of confirmation, right? When you RSVP to something and somebody checks in with you the day before to say, hey, can't wait to see you tomorrow at the event, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, I'll be there. I totally forgot. You don't want to let them down. You don't want rejection like that. So
Yeah.
yes, I do ask for RSVP, and I do set a reminder to personally contact every single person individually the day leading or the day before, even the week before, just kind of depending on the time frame of it, to get in touch with them to make sure that they are still on for the event. Let them know that I'm really looking forward to meeting them, putting a face with a name, shaking their hand, and helping them with their home ownership goals in 2020.
Yeah, I would suggest using Eventbrite with your Facebook event page because it's so easy for someone to click going to your event, right? But if they actually go to Eventbrite and it's completely free and they go through actually plugging in all their information, I feel like people are a little bit more likely that they are going to attend since they got this ticket. And I have an entire breakdown of the whole plan of everything that I do from 8 weeks out, 4 weeks out, 2 weeks out, 1 week out, the day before, the whole texting, video, email, all those things. But we kind of want to save that whole entire plan for people who join our mentorship. But I will tell you, whenever it comes down to an event, okay, there's events going on here every single day, which I'm sure it's the same in your market. I have a lot of business owner friends. And when they have their Facebook invite, I always plug and say going, 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 because I want to show support to them, right? But half the time, no one ever reaches out to me. No one ever follows up with me. No one ever says anything. I forget about it. I get an appointment. I don't feel like going. I just, it's not happening. But if I have that person, that host of that event calling me, texting me, I will not forget it. It happened to me right before I did my first event. This girl, she had called me and she was like, hey, I can't wait to see you in a couple hours. And I really was not planning on going. And guess what? I went because this girl kept following up with me and it seemed like she really wanted me to be there. And I saw her, she greeted me, and it was great. And I was so glad that I went. But I was like, I'm going to do that every single time because I want people to know that I do want to see them. And there's not going to be so many people there that I don't have time. And following up with them, message them the day before, a couple hours before, can't wait to see you, and be really excited about it. Whenever I do events, like I hop on these videos and it gets them excited about it. There's so many events, right? So when you have somebody who's like really excited about it, I feel like it kind of makes a little bit of a difference. It makes people amped up and like they want to go.
Everyone's definitely. Well, and it makes them feel important too that you're counting on them being there and you're really excited to meet them. So the day of the event, I am greeting each person as they come into the room. Let me back up. I'm putting signage out everywhere. So even just open house signs, people will get it. So make sure that you're posting your open house signs. If it has your name, your logo on it, they're going to recognize what that is. So put your banners up, put your signs out in front of the location that you're going to have it, and then have directionals on doors should you need to. I'm standing at the door, shaking everybody's hand as they come through, telling them I'm so excited to meet them. Thank you so much for coming. Sign in for me. And then while you're waiting for me to get started. Here's some snacks, here's some drinks, whatever it might be. Fill out this questionnaire, whatever. Um, you could ask whoever is hosting it for you to provide a small notebook and pens. I mean, people love that kind of stuff, something small. Also, I am making sure that I'm sharing my app with them at the event. So as I'm going through the sign in sheet, I'm texting all of them my app so that they have it. So I'm saying, thanks so much for coming. Here's my app so that you can have all of the active homes in the market at your fingertips at all times. And guess what? Whenever they see an active home and they click I'm interested, it gives me a notification. So that way I'm consistently staying in front of them. I think that that helps so much. And then also when you give them a reason to stay after the event, that's huge. So it might be, hey, if you're interested in looking at homes that are on the market right now, I have a list of active inventory. Stick around so that I can talk with you about these homes. Or if you're interested in open houses that are going on, I have a list of those after the event. Stick around and I'd be happy to share those with you and see if we can link up and I can attend it with you, the open house or whatever it is. Give them a reason to stay afterwards for an incentive that you're going to provide for them.
So I think there was this question. I feel like I don't know enough to host one. So I think what you could do is I've been using my home buyer guide since the beginning. So it's on Canva. So I basically just had it on the projector and I was the one talking and I feel like I don't know enough to host one. So I think what you can do is so I was the one reading like literally my home buyer guide from the beginning to the end. So you have all that content, all that education, all right there for you to read off of. And I felt the same way the first time that I ever did my home buyer seminar. Oh my gosh, I was so freaking nervous. But literally I was just reading off of my home buyer guide and they had it in front of them. So they were able to hop through it. And I didn't go through every single step because I don't want to bore them. I want to keep them engaged. And so I was just going over like the main points about it and letting them take this information home. And, people might, I always have done question and answers at the end, maybe partner up with a real estate agent who is a little bit more experienced. And so you have more of a chance of being able to provide that answer. But honestly, anytime someone asks me something, I mean, even to this day, I don't know everything. And sometimes someone will ask me something and I will be like, hey, I don't know, but guess what? I'm going to get you the answer. Like Megan's on this call. I had gotten a phone call from our past seller, and I was like, "Hey," I put him on hold. I said, "Hold on one second. I'll get you an answer." And I asked Megan, and like that's totally normal. And no one has ever like been like, "Oh my God, she didn't know that answer."
Yeah,
right.
They appreciate you saying, "I'm not quite sure of that answer. Let me get the correct answer and get back to you on this." They're going to respect you so much more than you just trying to BS them or just come up with something.
Yeah. I'm confident. I'm like, you know what? I don't know the answer to that. That's a great question, but I can find out. And I'm like, hey. And then they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love that. And I like the idea, if you are a newer agent, asking a seasoned agent, just, hey, I'm hosting my first buyer seminar and I'm really working towards knocking it out of the park. I would love it if you would come support me and just be somebody that I could look to for advice or opinion should somebody have a question that I just can't answer. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that that's a great idea. So once the event is then over, let's talk about the follow-up system with staying in front of them. So I would highly suggest that you add them to your CRM, and whether your CRM is Boomtown, it's an Excel spreadsheet, it's Keller Williams Command,
notebook.
Notebook, whatever it is, just making sure that you're staying in front of them. Now in the sign-in sheet, I do ask for their current address so that I can write them a handwritten note card after that they leave the event. I'm just following up. Thank you so much for attending. It was so nice to meet you. If you have something personal that you could put in there, then, you can. I'm looking forward to connecting and helping you purchase your first home and this upcoming year or whatever it is. But it's putting something more personal in front of them. I think that that's really nice to do. And then I'm following up with a phone call and booking an appointment with them. Now, you can do this the day of the event too. So don't be afraid to do that, saying, hey, I know that you're here because you have some really big goals this year. I'd love to sit down. I have availability next Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Would that work for you, or does 6 o'clock work better? Having them pencil in an appointment right there on the spot, there's nothing wrong with that. So do that, or calling them to do the same thing. But you are ultimately looking to set an appointment with them here in the future. So why not let it be a couple of days after the event?
I heard at this training that I just went to that this agent, after her buyer consult and after her home buyer seminars, at the end, she gives them a sheet of paper and says, I need 3 people that you know that are looking to buy. If you know of anybody, like, you can leave their contact information here and I'll follow up with them. She says it works.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I heard recently and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, and simply at the end of it, asking the question, hey, by a raise of hands, who is walking out with more information than when you came in? Everybody's going to raise their hand, right? And you're going to say, great. I'm on a mission this year to help as many buyers as possible. So before you leave, will you write 3 buyers that I can help this year?
Yeah.
I mean, all going to be like, yes.
I'm telling you, people come into these buyer consults and these seminars in a daze. They're confused and they sit down and I just talk and I break everything down. I do question and answers, and literally they're like, oh my gosh, like, this was so beneficial. I'm beyond grateful that I came in here today and you gave me all this information and answered all of my questions. And it makes me feel good. Like, okay, they need to know this information. They're a first-time home buyer. They've never bought a house. How could they possibly know? So if you're feeling discouraged, like, you're providing so much value, and honestly, it's going to make your experience working together in this transaction so much smoother.
Yeah, definitely. A few things, because I know we're at 6:30 and we'll take Q&A here in a minute. So start getting your questions into the chat box so that we can get them answered for you. But that is the event itself. I have a PowerPoint going on and I am explaining the process of getting pre-approved, the process of picking their needs versus their wants, figuring out a budget plan for them, and then a time frame. So I'm breaking it out in steps, and then I'm going into the buying process so that they have information about financials, what an inspection is, and those things. I'm not going into super detail as far as like from active option to pending to closing. Like, I'm not going into that much detail here. My purpose is to open the conversation about purchasing a home because so many people are just clueless on what that looks like. So a lot of it is more surface level stuff, and then I want to get into their specific questions and really digging at their motivation when I sit down with them one-on-one for a consult. But I am putting together a PowerPoint, and I do have handouts provided too.
Yeah, I definitely think just leverage this seminar in itself. Leverage it on social media, leverage it with your friends, everyone that you meet up with, tell them about it. You're going to just build so much credibility that you're hosting an event, a seminar, even if only 5 people show up. But the more that you do it, like, after you're done with that one, plan the next one and plan the next one and plan the next one. Put it in your business plan. It's so beneficial. And, use all the points that we mentioned up until the seminar, because you're just going to build that relationship with all those touches, especially with like internet leads. Like, you need to reach out to them so many times, right? This is a great, easy way to non-salesy way to reach out to them. And then the following up, get all their contact information, get their address. You can send them that handwritten note, and keep their address, follow up with them, send them a holiday card, New Year's card, send them more handwritten notes, send them facts about the home buying process, because I have had people in my home buyer seminar from years ago who still have not bought a house, and I'm still following up with them. And who are they going to pick? They're going to pick me because I've been talking to them for years and mailing them and connecting with them on social media and texting them and calling them, and just got to build that database. Some people will be quicker and will be ready to buy. Like I had somebody come one time, and once I mentioned the timeline of events, how it takes 30 days to close from the time that you actually get under contract, they were like, oh shit, our lease is up in 30 days. Like we need to buy now. So some people will be ready, by the way. And then some people you really have to nurture. And shoot, we're all going to be in this business for the long haul, right? So you want that later business. So continue to follow up with them. It's really beneficial. And referrals.
Definitely. I had a question on Facebook that says, how long is the seminar? I'm saying 1 hour tops.
Oh yeah. 1 hour
I
tops.
want to be intro, go through the seminar, Q&A, talk to them afterwards, all in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Another one is
mention that when you're telling people about the seminar. This is going to be 1 hour.
Yeah.
I know you're super busy. We're all very busy.
Yeah.
1 hour
Good
of your
point.
time. I'm going to just bring the best content. We're going to break it down. Done. And I always mention, like, it's going to be a very casual atmosphere. There's no pressure. And even dress like, the first time I did it, I dressed like really dressed up. And I'm like, you know what? Like, people want you to be kind of relatable, of course, professional. Don't come in with sweats, obviously, but I think like just don't put a lot of pressure on yourself thinking that you have to have this prim, proper presentation. It has to be perfect, right?
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with that. What are your thoughts on seller seminar? So I think any seminar is going to be a great seminar as long as you are prepared and confident on what you're presenting. So that's why at the beginning, I said you could do buyers, sellers, investors, a career in real estate. You could do one just for vets. Do you work with a lot of veterans? Then do veterans buyers seminar or sellers or whatever it is. I think that there's any type of seminar that you do, there's going to be value presented to your audience.
And webinars. I've done so many webinars, and people have said, oh, I can't make it in person. That time doesn't work. Well, hey, guess what? I also have a webinar that's actually scheduled in 2 weeks. And usually it's like, hey, you can't make that? Well, I got this going on. And it also helps build that credibility. And it literally, you don't even have to go anywhere to do the webinar. It's so easy, and people can hop on from home. They don't have to be on video. You can have your whole presentation, and just think if you just had those lined up back to back and your sphere constantly was seeing that, they're like, oh, dang. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. So
I think this wraps it up.
Yep. I'm just looking at two more questions. What information do you have them write down on a sign-in sheet? So I treat it just like an open house. So I want name, number, email, address. I want another time frame on when they're going to be ready to purchase. I usually do now, 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6+ months, to have them circle what their time frame is going to be. And I'll do other, are you a vet? Looking in the country, because then you know that you could probably get them USDA. You could do, what was I just thinking of? Oh, doctor, teacher, EMT, all of that. You could probably get them some great incentives and programs too. So anything like that, just extras. And then, do you call them the day after the event saying thank you, as well as mail a personal letter? Yes. Absolutely. And it's not mailing a letter. Well, you might have meant this, but it's mailing a handwritten note card. So yes, it's both calling them and then also mailing them a handwritten note card.
Can you just imagine if you guys did that? You did all those points and then you sent a follow-up handwritten note.
Yeah.
There's so much value in that. And even like I sent a handwritten note to my listing appointment and she called me and she was like, "Oh my God, that was so thoughtful. That was so sweet of you to send me that handwritten note." And now we're meeting tomorrow for coffee.
Yeah.
Like seriously, it builds such credibility with that. And it means so much more than just a quick text.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
What platform do you use for webinars? I'm thinking that probably Zoom is a great one. There's GoToMeeting as well.
yeah, GoToMeeting. I don't know if Zoom does this, but I really like GoToMeeting because you can screen share.
Yeah, you can do that on
Oh,
Zoom
you
too.
can? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then perfect.
Yeah. No, so that's awesome. So if you guys are interested in like actually hosting these events, I say get in contact with local business owners and leverage this out. Look online as far as seminars that have gone on before. Look at your consult, that what you have within like information that you already do with your buyer's consults, and basically put that information into a PowerPoint. You're going to make this really easy and simple and easy to comprehend. So don't
And
don't
I
get
would
wrapped up in
love
too much
to
detail.
know, for, like people on this call that do the seminar, I would love for you to call me afterwards and let me know how it went. Like
Yes.
with hitting all these points, doing all these things, and handwritten notes. Like I bet you'll be calling me and be like, "Oh my gosh, I got a buyer." Honestly, if you did one seminar and you got one buyer, that's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
That's our average commission here is 5,000-6,000. Like, what? We're totally missing the boat. Like, we should be doing this every weekend.
Yeah, I know, right? Just having them all lined up.
1 hour. Like, I feel like it's more beneficial to do this home buyer seminar for 1 hour that doesn't even cost you any money. And I mean, I know Amanda mentioned putting out signs, but I don't think you really have to put out any signs for the seminar. And like, that is so much more beneficial than an open house, in my opinion, because you can leverage in all these personal ways with your friends and your sphere and other business owners, like than just doing an open house promoting on Zillow, realtor.com, and signs and stuff like that. So I mean, I think it'll be super beneficial if you guys do it, stick with it, follow up, hit all these points, call us and tell us how you got 10 deals.
Yep. We'd love to know all of the feedback. So now go take everything that we did, put it into action, and
I feel like everyone's face is like, okay, I know that I need to do these things, but holy shit.
it's a lot. No.
It's really not. I've done it many times. And it's fun. I'm always like super fired up afterwards. People leave feeling like this was very valuable. It didn't cost you any money and it took you an hour. You just need to create that presentation and you can use it every time.
Yep. Repurpose it.
All right, that is it for today. What did you take away that you will immediately start doing in your business? Comment below or screenshot this episode, post it, and tag me in it. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on great episodes like this one. Thank you so much for listening. Talk with you soon.